When alcohol in me head, me dirty shot. Strong rum in me head, me dirty shot. When me drink rum, me a fall down. People start run, the lyrical tongue. When alcohol in me head, me dirty shot. Strong rum in me head, me dirty shot. When me drink rum, me a fall down. People start run, the lyrical tongue. Hold them, hold them. I hold them a go on so. I hold them a go on so. And you and them grow, Lord. You and them used to roll. From them start get a little bit of fame. All of a sudden now them start to move cold. So when you see me out a road, me a roll with me heart in a me hand. Lord God, when me touch on the road, me a roll with me heart in a me hand. Lord, cause no fan them come, yeah. Don't trust them come, yeah. Not trust none of them come, yeah. Say them are your friend, them come, yeah. Some your family and them. I say don't you trust them. Me say don't you trust none of them. I say don't trust them. Me say don't you trust.
We can't control them, and that's the biggest problem.
If we tell them to run, they run. If we tell them to jump, they jump. If we tell them to go, they go. If we tell them to come, they come. If we tell them to run, they run. If we tell them to jump, they jump. If we tell them to go, they go. If we tell them to come, they come. Now, who set the machine up? This set the machine up. Who set the machine up? That set the machine up. Who set the machine up? This set the machine up. Who set the machine up? That set the machine up.
Who set the machine up?
This set the machine up.
Who set the machine up?
That set the machine up.
Who set the machine up?
This set the machine up.
Who set the machine up?
That set the machine up.
Putting the airwaves on red alert. Boom Blast Friday on 106.9. Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
The sound of the drum, whole team coming down. Nostalgia feeling, we under the sun, together as one. We under the rum, cause the mass everywhere in town. Come let we celebrate till the morning come. Hands up in the air in the blazing sun. Ready and prepare, we no wasting none. Cause it's a fete, cause it's a vibe. Thank God we alive, so bring out the big truck party. We are the life of the party. When it come to fete, when it come to vibes, stand up for call me. Bring out the big truck party. We are the life of the party. Girl in a bikini, boom boom shorty. We come out to play a mass. Strong rum in my hand, you know we don't play at all. Behind a thick girl, you know we don't play with us. Everybody come see how we just play the mass. We don't play us. We come out to claim the fete. My team coming down, girl them not prepare to sweat. Behind Guinness band, them girl whining till the wet. Hands up in the air, cause we come to claim the fete. We don't claim the fete. When you reach your pass, music the blast us peace, so sweet. I made them dance. Some of them, you know we beat. Hey, the vibes not in party. Hell function, just drink and party. Help on it,
Different.
get nasty.
If you think I'm a coward, try me. And if you think I'ma lose my mind, try me. The devil tried to tell me this morning, look like I'm gonna book your passage. I'm that guy and I ain't just bragging. Backing down, I ain't giving warning. Take your time, you know. Put your down like that, you know. Rest yourself, you know. For your rest in peace, you know. Take your time, you know. Put your down like that, you know. Rest yourself, you know. For your rest in peace, you know. I don't feel that soul. 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 When I drink the rum.
Boom Blast Friday.
Good morning to everyone locked on to the trending station. It's Boom Blast Flight. Boom Blast, right? Blast. I think I was gonna. It's Boom Blast Friday on OMG in the morning. Jill alongside Millenium Kid. We're here keeping your company. We're here until the 9 o'clock hour. I forgot today was Friday, which is amazing because it's one of the days I look forward to. So it's 9 today, not 10. But please do come in and join us. Yes, indeed. We're on Carnival Review right now. We're gonna have Nelson Block, a representative from Nelson Block, coming in to tell us, to give us some reviews in terms of the mass and some comparisons as well in terms of what this year was for them compared to the past few years. We also have Hunter Flo dropping in via phone, that is. He's going to be chatting with us. He's currently in Beckway, so he couldn't make it in the studios. And in between then, we're going to be talking about different things. Let me just say good morning to one and all. Remember that we are live on Facebook, so you can call us. You can leave your comments there when you come through on Facebook. Remember to share the live. You can also call us here, 451-1069. That's how you get live on air. Or you can WhatsApp us, 455-1069. That's our WhatsApp number, so feel free to interact with us. All in all, I hope you guys are having a great morning so far. Here in SVG, it is raining. Yes, cats mostly. I don't see no dogs, just mostly cats. I am telling you, boy, it's shaping up to be one of those days. It started yesterday, so I think yesterday afternoon, kid, the rain started coming.
Yeah. So
it's been on and off till then. The forecast says today's going to be partly cloudy, so I don't know. I hope you guys are having great weather wherever you are. We know Texas had some bad weather the other day where they had serious flooding.
But
it's an understatement. Yeah. But they lost a lot of lives. Yes, you know, flooding beyond what they've ever seen from some of the reports that have been coming in via social media. So. There were lots of people sending in prayers to Texas, people just trying to find out if their family is okay. I know there are a few Vincentians here who have family. Not, when I say a few, I mean some Vincentians here that have family in Texas and in those areas. So people are trying to find out if everybody's okay with them and all of that. Also, something that we wanted to touch on yesterday, but we didn't. So we have to, let me see. I want to see if I should start there. Yeah, the shooting at the KCCU happened early yesterday.
No,
it was day before
yesterday.
Day before yesterday. Yes, day before yesterday. I stand corrected. Yes.
Wednesday, actually.
Thank you. Yeah. So I hate touching on these things because they seem to be happening so often, and it's becoming such a norm where people are like, oh, okay, you know, because it's just another one. And before I can finish, we have a call. Good morning, you're live on OMG this morning.
Good morning, Sister Jill. How are you?
Good morning to you, Mr. Hamilton. I am
fine.
My
brother. I'm very sorry that I couldn't make it back. Jill, I'm not just a lazy person. I do a lot of things around here to keep the home, which is very destroyed from different hurricanes and other things and aging. And
it's okay. We didn't judge you. I don't think you're lazy.
Yeah, but I couldn't make it back. But I just want to say to you, right? I know that, you know, Carnival means a lot to some people, but I could tell you it doesn't mean a lot to a significant amount of the public. As I said yesterday, people are literally real. Let me say this. I'm not paying no party, no hate rallies, nothing. I'm real. A lot of people in jail can't send their children to school. We had 1,000, just between 2009 and 2013, 1,500 dropouts. And I was part of doing survey by calling numbers. The parents right now here in Addisville cannot send the children to school. And I want to caution people, if you want to play games with, because mind you know, all the politicians, Jill, you ever see how all of them fat? They fat and juicy. Who ain't getting 160,000? They well off. They can now, if they get sick, they fly out. There's some people can't even buy cake. I could tell you children are using swang to go to school. All you wake up and don't allow yourself to allow, because this is what's going to be the motto for the NDP and the ULP Carnival. Because for me, they don't really want change. And I'm saying, hey, why am I passionate about it, Jill? Your light bill is significant, and a lot of people have lost their light. In fact, just 4 weeks ago, a Vilneck man came to cut me off. I said, sir, I was home. I said, sir, why are you all cutting me off? You all put a bill for me for $450. We're just me and my wife with one little fridge. And I'm not saying Carnival. It's gone, but what I'm saying, we have very serious issues. Remember I told you about the hurricane season? You know what's saving us, Jen? You don't hear these things from none of the politicians, from none of the officials, because they're in carnival mode. You know what's saving us? The Sahara dust. You go now, and you would see different maps of the Sahara dust. And that dust is what has kept the system at bay. So without the Sahara dust, maybe there might have been developments already, and we are looking at hoping that the Sahara dust will go into cement office, into August, possibly into September. That dust inhibits a system, a strong tropical wave from going to the next phase with this tropical depression. And we have to pray, because that is what has saved us last year to some extent, even though we had a hurricane in July. And if one hurricane, nobody going to study Carnival anymore, because right now they don't even have money to even send the children to school. Just a lot of people can't even pay their mortgage. They can't even pay their light bill. They can't pay their water bill. We don't have any productivity. When you speak to civil servants and you speak to people across the country, only have you going to hear these things from me? I'm the craziest man and the most hateful man or not. They can't. My sister, $1,000 salary for civil servant, hasn't gone no way. Just a little $25 here, $30 on here. And all the politicians, all senior people who come on and radio to lie about vaccines, lie about everything, they want carnival whole day. We have to be very careful what is happening to our young girls. You could understand what is happening to you. I show you.
Let me tell you something, right?
You're very beautiful, and I show that guys are coming up to you for actually for the numbers. But I show you and tell them.
Project here a little bit, right?
Go ahead, my sister.
So this may come off wrong, and people might come at me for this comment, and it's not that I do not sympathize. A lot of us are feeling it here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
No,
St. Vincent, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines knows exactly what's going on here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Really?
Those who are feeling it know what they need to do, Mr. Hamilton.
No, they don't know.
No. Don't do that. They do that. They know what they need to do.
So
many commentators, activists all over St. Vincent have been talking about change, talking about what we need to do, talking some regurgitating what politicians say, others are just on their platform giving their opinion, saying this is what I think we need to do. But at the end of the day, Mr. Hamilton,
yes, please.
Whether it is Carnival, whether it's a big show coming, whether it is Easter or Christmas, the stores are packed. You understand?
Yes.
The streets are
Yes.
packed. Let me finish my point, right?
No, we're correct. You're
And
correct.
these same people, right? These same people who you're here, and we thank you for standing up and talking for them, right? But they know their situation. We all know our situation.
Yes,
they
please.
are the same ones out there coming out and fully participating, most of them in Carnival, or have,
Yes,
or they out here, they out at the rallies, they're spending money they don't have. Mr. Hamilton,
please.
it's not that I do not have sympathy for us here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines,
But
but
what
I believe is that everybody is responsible for their own actions.
But I just add something to that
You can
statement.
finish, but
No,
these
let me ask
people
you
not
that.
here walking around ignorant.
No, I'm
You understand?
happy to hear
They've
you.
been told the truth every day.
Yeah, but could I add? So I did a survey of maybe about 500 persons because I've been doing it for years, and very beautiful ladies, young boys. I said, what happened to say? Well, those, Mr. Hamilton, they have subjects. Jesus, you can't expect me road walk for be the order of the day for me. So I have to find something, you know what they do in jail? Oh God, I hate to say it. because these conversations go outside the shores. But it's the reality. So I said, Miss Wally, will you getting all them kind of money to weigh them kind of name run? My son was walking in a place for 5,500 and he was buying 2,200. You have to understand what is happening to our girls. Where they're getting this money from, it's not coming because mommy has got a job. It's because they're destroying themselves sexually. Our young boys are now turned into very dangerous situation, drugs. And so you see them with a brand new car. And so, but a lot of us who believe in godliness and love, we want to walk. And I'm saying this is why God blessed all the other governments before. They focus on putting the young people. You see in Kamala Prasad in Trinidad, focusing on young people, helping them, making sure that the government structures so that these people can walk legitimately. And I'm only saying, hey, so people who you see going to the big thing and buying up, not me and you, we spend a little money in a very good knowing that maybe God, thank God for help. But if we get sick, we can't buy even the medication, much as to go to the hospital where there's really no help down there because all the thing right down there, you have to go to the private sector. To cut a long story short, all I'm saying to you, we have to help them. And you and I,
we all have to help each other because unless all of us come together and change our situation, and we all know how we have to change our situation, nothing is going to change. Wasn't Carnival a good example? Isn't that what people are saying? Carnival is such a great example of what change can do.
They're not going to make a difference. It is we, the people, have to open our mouths and say, this is what we want, God, sir. This is what we want Friday. Not you all tell us what to do. One last thing.
Hamilton, how long have people been opening their mouths? Isn't it time to stop talking? We've been talking. People have been talking until they spit dry out their mouth. And I believe we can talk until we blue. But unless that action is put into effect, nothing is going to change. They're still going to be making minimum wage. They're still going to be using their monies and living over their means.
We have reached a lot of them. I'm proud to know that in the last election, I didn't expect it, that they didn't allow a little bribe, a little sweet road walk or something. I saw the majority of people want to change. What we had is a very disorganized opposition that didn't allow them to cross that line. And I'm saying that this is why it is important that we get new politicians, not those in the NDP and ULP. They're not no use to us. We have to discard them and put people with that motivation. We had that skills in J. Mitchell and in Eustace, Milton Cato Joshua. We're seeing it with the Grenada Prime Minister. We're seeing it with the Dominica Prime Minister to an extent, and the other Caribbean leaders, Prime Ministers, Barbados Prime Minister, that are very focused. We're seeing it with Donald Trump. That people that are willing to put administrators in there to work, using our resources to build our country, not to one wrestling woman music.
How do we make the change? How do we put those people in there?
That you see, the majority of people are able to right past bribe and the stupidity of the NDP and to say we want change. 32,800 people compared to 32,000. It means then that they're listening to us. But who are we listening to? Not Friday and Leacock and Cummins, not the politicians in the ULP.
All right.
We are listening to ordinary like Bing Joseph that can open his mouth and say wrong. Other people like Brother Joachim have said that we need a change in direction in the opposition that is paid such a significant amount of money. And if we have leaders at the top that can be leaders to keep our young people and to motivate them and to show them we can rise up, then obviously change will come. But not with these people who are concerned about money, concerned about their family, and when they get in there, they put their family in big positions the same way. One last thing, warning people on the way of the mask. Don't be here. We have a document coming out from Harvard, and Harvard did a mask is the most effective, not a vaccine. The vaccine is failed. I'm begging you all, wear your all mask because this virus is spreading like this in America. And I'm saying
without action, Mr. Hamilton, just like this conversation is meaningless. Remember that. Words without action is meaningless. So we can preach all we want till we blue. We could go out there with placards unless people decide that they want to change and they make a change. We could talk till we blue. And with that note, we got to take a commercial break.
God bless you very much. I was having a safe
right.
weekend. Wear your mask and protect yourself.
Let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no one that back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different
We
lane.
gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
They will get their airtime to say what they have to say. So it's Boom Blast Friday. We're here until 9 o'clock. Coming through at 8, like I said before, we have a representative from Nelson Block coming through. Oh gosh, we got things to talk about, but you know, we have to take a commercial break. And remember, guys, let me just put in a few reminders here. E-Scoot Rentals. I told J Angel she should try E-Scoot, get a scooter, and just, you know, that's a great, you know, she would love that. She's high on adventure, so she would love that. Also, y'all, check them out. They're located up at the Kingstown Cruise Terminal. E-Scoot Rentals. If you're here or you're going to Beckway and you just want a great way to get around, or you're just trying to get your chores done and you want to beat the traffic, E-Scoot Rentals, that's the way to go. Am I missing anything? All right, all the business places that's already open, those eateries that's already open, all you guys on the streets, the sanitation workers, shout out to you guys. You did a great job. The place is looking, I'm telling you, like Carnival.
Never.
Yeah, didn't happen. So we're gonna thank you guys. We appreciate you so much. The other day they were protesting because they didn't have sufficient equipment to do their jobs, and I was really surprised to see what they were working with. You know, sometimes we say, oh my God, they're not doing this and they're not doing that, but when you see the tools that they have to work with, you know, it will blow your minds. So hopefully they would have gotten the end result, or they made progress on that situation where they were trying to get better equipment to work with at the sanitation department. But all in all, they're doing an amazing job. And that is why you shouldn't look down on them people, I'm telling you. Omg In The Morning, we will be right back.
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no one that back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different
We
lane.
gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon. imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. High Rune Next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. High Rune Next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips. Beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Party time, get up, get up.
No sleeping, no sleep. No sleeping, no sleep. Party time, get up, get up. Party time, get up, get up. No sleeping, no sleep. No sleeping, no sleep. Party time, get up, get up. Turn up, turn up the vibes.
Party time, get up, get up.
So you can't tell me what to do. You will get the wrong finger, the wrong finger. So you can't tell me what to do. You will get the wrong finger, the wrong finger. Hey, I love the rum, give me rum. Hey, I want the rum, give me rum. If not rum, we get rid of. Once that rum, that get rid of. Since that rum can go in a defect, over fence them time with her. Them send for me down Grenada. One rum man is my neighbor. Him tell me rum make a deaf man hear and make blind man see clearer. So you can't tell me what to do. You will get the wrong finger, the wrong finger. So you can't tell me what to do. You will get the wrong finger, the wrong finger. It make me go. I smoke till I'm feeling high. See the stars up in the sky. Don't even come ask me why. I smoke till the day I die.
I love smoke weed, yes I love smoke weed. Tell me I them blade, tell me I them blade. And I say no cocaine, tell them no cocaine. Because I love smoke weed, yes I love smoke weed.
Take a puff and push it up in the air. Put a lighters up. I just cannot get enough. Oh no, cannot get enough. Take a pull. No police can lock we up. It's smelling good. Roll our next one and light it up.
I love the weed, yes, smoke it to release stress. I love the weed, yes, smoke it while I depress. The cutest thing is an alley with a big split fishy mouth. I take a pull of the weed while I let it out.
OMG in the morning, y'all. For those of you just tuning in, Jill and Millenium Kid inside. We're here with you until 9 o'clock. This morning, we're finishing off our carnival review. Right before I got a call from Mr. Hamilton, I wanted to just address a few things on the shooting of the shooting altercation between the security guard and a KCCU customer. Now, first, I just want to say, I just want to applaud the swift response of the Kingston Cooperative Credit Union. They did put out a response very quickly, and they didn't just say we are closed. They actually put out a statement speaking about the incident and the fact that it's under investigation and it's going to be addressed, and they do appreciate the public's understanding, right? That's just me summing it up right there. But of course, they put out a statement, one saying that they would be closed for the rest of the day right after the incident happened, once people gathered themselves, and then after that they put out a general notice saying, speaking about the situation, and that they're going to address it and that it's under investigation, etc., etc. Now we're learning, a lot of people were perplexed as to what happened. People made their own assumptions, you know, but footage was released, I understand. I personally have not seen the footage, but from what I've read, and I'm taking this from the eyewitness story. Apparently there was an altercation between security and who we're now finding out is a Barley resident, Mr. Gloucester, let's just call him that, and something to do with, I'm just trying to break it down quickly so I can move on. All right, just to give you context, apparently there was an altercation. Mr. Gloucester tried to go sit in a chair. He was waiting in the line like everybody else, and him and the security had a back and forth. Apparently the security pushed him up against the wall of the rail, and you know, there was a back and forth, and apparently when Mr. Gloucester found out the security was armed, he relaxed himself, and apparently from what I'm reading, the security still shot him. So this is something that...
So the security pushed him first?
No, he didn't push him first.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I didn't, like I said, I did not see the video.
Right.
Okay, let me read from here, right? So they're in a back and forth. Oh gosh, I hope I don't. Okay. Let me start from here. However, Gloucester was pointing to the line, apparently telling the guard that he had been behind the lady before sitting in the chair. However, the security guard grabbed on Gloucester's hand and appeared to attempt to pull him out of the line, at which point Gloucester appeared to attempt to fend off the security guard. At this point, the security guard appeared to attempt to draw his firearm from his waist. Gloucester appeared to realize that the security was armed and did not resist, and went to the corridor near the foyer. The security guard then appeared to try and pull Gloucester down the stairs. Gloucester appeared to continue to try to fend off the security, who drew his firearm and jammed Gloucester against the rail of the foyer or whatever. And Gloucester put both his hands on his side, and he and the security guard appeared to have another exchange of words. Gloucester was still in that position when the security guard suddenly shot him in the chest, grabbed him with his left hand, and appeared to throw him onto the ground. The video did not show Gloucester to be in a position of any weapon, to be in possession, of any weapon to slap or punch the security guard. The footage also did not suggest that Gloucester had been physically or verbally aggressive to the security guard. So in a statement on Wednesday, police said that the security guard, whose name they did not disclose, was in custody helping officers from the Major Crime Unit with the investigation. And of course, they said preliminary investigations revealed that he visited the KCCU at 12:35, and during the visit, an altercation occurred between both of them, resulted in him being fatally shot, and it goes on. Of course, you know, you can read the story there on various news sites, Eyewitness News being one of them. We would have mentioned it as well in our edition of the feed yesterday. Now, people are saying that, judging from the information that we got, that the shooting was unwarranted. Now, like I said, I haven't seen the video, and I don't know the context of what we've heard is that it wasn't. And really and truly, it's a sad situation. I don't want to say too much on it. I would leave everybody else to just, you know, voice their opinions. And we have a call. Yeah, because I don't have... Good morning. You're live on OMG.
Hi, good morning.
Up.
It's up. Good morning. We can hear you.
Yeah. To me, this is like, let's say now I'm a shareholder of a hotel, and I'm going in to my hotel to visit, and the security guard that we hired shot me dead.
Yeah.
For whatever the case
That's a way to look at it. Wow.
Yeah, that's how I see it. How could you shot a shareholder of the business going into conduct business in your business place? That is unreasonable, and there is no reason at all for you to pull a firearm and shot the man dead.
Unless it was warranted. Because I I don't know. You see, this is why I didn't want to talk on it, because I have a lot of views in terms of conflict resolution where I really don't think that it is pushed enough when training security, police officers, anybody that works in that industry. I don't think conflict resolution is taught. It is pushed enough.
You supposed
try that
he was
first
supposed
before
to,
you do that.
He was supposed to secure the man, instead he shot him dead.
Exactly. He's there to diffuse
You know?
arguments and so on.
Argument and so forth.
And keep order at the same time.
And keep order.
Yep.
I am a shareholder. What if it was me going in there?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What could you tell his family? What are you going to tell his kids? This is the example that you are setting. I mean, this is unreasonable. I don't even know how to describe this situation here.
It's madness, man. Madness.
And I'm sure if you work in the security sector, we know that at times an altercation occur, you might get scared. But the thing is, most of them, I don't think most of them carry a firearm. But I guess it's because it's a financial institution. That's why he was armed. Because
and by now,
go ahead.
Sorry, by now they should have put out a statement on the security name and put footage.
Why though?
The victim picture is up.
Why is everybody asking for a name for the security guard?
We need to know.
Why?
The public need to know.
Why though? Is he a threat to anyone else?
Why hide it though? Why hide it though?
Are they hiding
Why?
it? Remember, this hasn't gone. Yes, he shot him. The full investigation hasn't finished as yet. So basically, well, we've seen the video, but people have a way of taking actions into their own hands, and it could be a form of protection for the security guard. You remember, you're innocent until proven guilty. Until we have the full story.
That is true.
Until it is said that, okay, he did have reason to fear for his life or commit the shooting, or he is guilty. He reacted too swiftly, too aggressively to the situation. Until then, he has rights, and he is he deserves to be protected until then.
And plus, police still doing investigation and things, so they have to.
Well, that is true. But what is important though, that he should be charged. Yes, he should be charged.
Yeah, I think he will be.
I think at the end of the investigation, once they have him in custody.
I mean, you guys are correct with that. That is true. That is true. You're proven innocent until
guilty. Yeah.
Yes, and because he has a family, because this is a situation where everybody's angry. People think it's unjust. With even before the footage even came out, people were already talking about it. So people have a tendency sometimes to take actions into their own hands, and for all we know, somebody could meet him somewhere, he coming out of prison or something, somebody shoot him dead, and then we find out he was innocent. So I think until then he deserves whatever protection can be offered to him.
But at the end of the day, in this situation, there is no innocent there. I mean, yes, we what you say is correct. But at the end of the day, he's no innocent there.
At the end of the day, and at the end of the investigation, let's remember that, because we don't want to give the public the opinion that we are pushing this kind of thing, vigilante justice, and we need to wait until the investigation is finished and justice run its course, basically, before we pinpoint.
But
have you seen the video recording? Have you seen the video recording? Or they just showed it to members of the media who were doing investigation? Do you know?
Yeah. I haven't seen any footage, but like I said, it's really uncalled for, unreasonable. There should be no reason for him to pull a firearm at a member, which did not call for it. The guy did not go in there with a weapon, cause no disruption, and all that.
And in a business place of that standard,
that are filled with people. So that's something.
I think I even saw an article pertaining to a heart patient that almost took in with a seizure during the same shoot.
Yeah. And that situation, you pulling a gun could have gone so wrong.
Yeah. Yes, so it was so many different ways.
Because you pull a gun, the guy could have know that you wanna shoot him. He push away your hand. The bullet could have gone elsewhere.
Yeah.
One of the teller in the building could have get shot also.
Yeah.
Could have gone so different. I'm so feeling, it's really sad. Because I'm a member of KCCU and that's unreasonable.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it was.
All right then.
Thank you
so much. You're welcome.
Have a good day.
All right. So someone is saying, suppose this security officer and this guy knew each other before. They both lived in Tortola in the past. There can be a prior incident between them, so the police should involve the public. What the police should do is carry out their investigation thoroughly. Members of the public who have information should come forward, and they would utilize that information as best as possible. So we can get this resolved, look at every aspect of the situation. Everyone is saying it's unwarranted from the videos, from what the police says, it's unwarranted. Let's just go with that for now. We have a call. Good morning, you're live on OMG.
Hey, good morning, Jill. How are you doing?
Good morning, I am good, thank you. How are you?
I'm trying to find the few scattered showers.
I hear you, that's how it is.
Was Shady there? Morning, Shady.
No, Shady's on vacation. It's Kid.
Shady's on vacation? Okay, good morning. Kid,
yes, morning, man. Yeah.
Morning. Blessings to you, man. This brings squarely into question how we go about selecting people for these kind of jobs in terms of security and whose hands we put a gun into. Putting a gun into the hand of somebody is not just a simple task. Are those people vetted in terms of looked at psychologically and all of that? Yeah, because having a gun in your hand. I know long ago when you're in school and thing and somebody interfere with you and you get a little fight and thing. And Big Brother come. When Big Brother come, it's like you get a sudden strength, because you're the back of the Big Brother, so you ain't backing down. So when you have a situation where a person have a gun in hand, it gives them sometimes that sense of power and authority.
That's the Big Brother.
Yeah. Big Brother, that's Big Brother, yeah. So we have to be careful. And do these companies train their workers in terms of de-escalating situations? Because sometimes, you might say, I am the security and I have the authority. And people can rub you the wrong way. I have seen it. I've gone into business places. I've gone into and I see sometimes the way customers behave.
Yeah.
But you as the security guard or the person in charge or whatever need to be, you need to have some training in trying to quell that situation. Don't throw gasoline on the fire. You should be the one to put the water to cool the fire down. And in many instances, a lot of these people who are in these positions, they don't do that. You look at some of some of these companies, they come up the road, they drive the big armored vehicle, they park in the middle road, even though there's space and it's safe for them to pull off, and they get all kind of hassle and all kind of talk, block up the whole traffic.
You gotta wait on them.
Like there's our road. You go into some of the places and the way they speak to you. There's one particular one at the hospital. Lord help us, Father Jesus. No, it's always an argument. Always. The minute time you approach is a confrontation. And we can't be going that way. If you're a security guard, yes, I know, as I said, people will rub you the wrong way. But you are supposed to be trained in such a way that you can de-escalate those situations.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it's really sad what happened at KCCU. And I really would like to extend my condolences to the family of the person who got shot and so on. And and I know the difficulty that the family of the shooter would be going through too. Because we know it's since near.
Yes.
So I hope that justice will prevail, and at the end of the day, the correct thing would be done. I'm really, really sorry that something like this had happened. But these companies now, I don't know what the authorities will do in terms of putting some policy in place if it's not there already, in terms of vetting persons who are employed in this kind of area. Because something seriously needs to be done so that we don't have another occurrence of that. Yeah. Thank you, and enjoy the weekend.
All right, man. You too, man. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, I think they are vetted, but to what extent? Are they vetted properly? Are they vetted in terms of, like the caller was saying, psychological evaluation, not just a background check? I think sometimes that's what's done. They probably do a background check and figure, well, that's all that's needed. We look at the police. I don't. Let me just say I don't know, but I'm assuming they do background checks. They check your police records.
Yeah, I guess they would have to.
Yeah,
I guess they would have to.
And say, okay, well, it checks out on that front, but.
And then the next question is, what sort of training do they have?
But the security company that hires them would obviously, if they're experienced and they've had prior training, they might put on additional training. They might not. Training that meets their standard. They might say, okay, well, you have to go through this regiment of training before we can put you on. But they have their guidelines at the security company, and they also have to follow guidelines of the company that they work for as well. In this case, the Kingstown Cooperative Credit Union. So I am sure most companies do not want any sort of violent activities happening. They don't want any shooting happening. So most of the time they would push for de-escalation. If you can diffuse the situation, please try and do that. I don't think anybody really wants any kind of shooting to occur due to the fact that most of the time the building is packed with people.
And I think it's the first and safest way to go about it.
Exactly. So really and truly, maybe this situation would propel action in terms of deeper investigation or deeper background checks, psychological evaluation as well, because we do have a history here. I don't want to say it's just in St. Vincent. I don't want to say that, but a lot of times, people ego come into play, and you see it a lot, even with the unarmed security officers. We're not bagging everybody in the same position, right? And we've seen this a lot of security people here. All they have to do is just touch the ego a little bit sometimes, and they're ready. So I think it boils down to proper training, proper selection. But these things, they do happen every once in a while. It happens where people get triggered. Sometimes people who are not, should I say, not accustomed to handling these situations, they kind of react poorly or too quickly. But again, it's quite unfortunate. And, let me follow suit with Pat there and just give our condolences to both ends of the family. But to the person who WhatsApp that, suppose there is a link, suppose there's something else that happened previously, there's a connection because they worked in Tortola together. Maybe that's something that you can, volunteer, that's information you can volunteer to the police as well. Maybe it can help. But I did think it was, we all think it was weird how fast, in terms of, it became so violent, because from what we're hearing and seeing, a shooting was not necessary. So
somebody in the live is saying, what is the duty or reason of having a security guard with a firearm at banks and other places? Because to me, it seems as if they are playing the role of a police officer.
Well, I am no professional there, but I would assume it is because it's a financial institution. And if you remember, I think it was last year or a year before, there were credit unions being robbed left, right, and center, right? Yeah. So it could just be a as a precaution, a precautionary measure in terms of what's been happening before, and just in case, But I think pulling that weapon And I think it's the same with police officers. You're not supposed to pull your weapon unless you fear for your life, unless the situation is warranted, unless you feel threatened to the point where only a gun can fix it. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
But you see how we're all humans. We're all humans, and sometimes we don't react how we should. And but good point. Good point. I'm trying to keep it on a level.
Somebody else said use tasers instead of guns.
Exactly. Yeah. Use tasers. And is that something that we see police officers carrying here? We see baton. I think we've all said this before, that we need to upgrade our police officers here, not with better weapons,
with everything,
but everything on a whole, yes.
Yeah, everything else in general.
There are so many technological advancements that we can use here to de-escalate situations. I thought they were supposed to be walking around with body cams. So many things they should have had already. They should have been upgraded in terms of surveillance, in terms of equipment, gear to protect themselves. I mean, you can have tasers, you can have pepper spray.
Yeah.
I think the batons are very old-fashioned, for lack of a better word at the moment. And what is the steel thing called? There's a steel stick. What is that called?
A nightstick.
It's a nightstick.
A nightstick. Same button, different. The titanium ones you're talking about.
That's an upgrade. Yeah. That's an upgrade to the batons. But it's better than pulling your gun at some point,
even
right?
stun guns too. That's another good option too, yeah.
So these are things that hopefully we'll be looking at now. Yeah, non-lethal weapons.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're not trying to kill someone, you're trying to de-escalate something. You know what I mean?
Somebody said, when you bring out the farmers in the hills and put guns in their hands, what do you think is going to happen? All right, we are due for... Listen, we gotta... Oh, I'm supposed to remind you guys, because I recently got an update. We have Alvin Ali Kudagan. He's going to be coming in. He's a band leader for Nelson Block. He's going to be here at 8. Sorry, she is the... Forgive me.
Yeah, that's my boss. That's her.
Yeah, I think I should just take off these glasses. But to be honest, there is no... Oh, yes. Yeah. She will be coming in at 8 o'clock. Is she already here?
No.
Oh, we have a call? Good morning. You are live on OMG.
Good morning, Lady Jill.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Hey, what's going on, man, Charles? Morning, man.
Morning. Jill, I saw you with a passion this morning. I really don't like to see when you get angry. So,
I wasn't angry per se,
Not angry in the way that you might thinking, but that face and that
she almost turned green this morning.
When you were talking to Mr. Hamilton, you have to understand. Mr. Hamilton has to understand by now, and it seems as though he's not gonna get it there. Radio is radio, and you can't be coming on the radio with all this passion all the time, with this kind of behavior all the time. I'm surprised he didn't call back yesterday, because he figured that lady was too quiet for him. You'd have been held on a leash.
I think most of the times we say things about people. It's easier to say things about people than to people. That's
exactly
what I think.
You see, I don't think Mr. Hamilton, in his mind, he's behaving to be a willing person or somebody to help, but people are not going to pay attention to him the way he behaves, because number one, I wouldn't have Mr. Hamilton talk to my children, not for how Mr. Hamilton is speaking on public radio.
I don't think he can talk to my children at all.
I wouldn't have Mr. Hamilton speak to my children. I could remember one time Bing was on a program with his son. He was talking about his son, and Mr. Hamilton called the program and telling Bing's son to listen to him and this and trying to score. Bing had to pull him up. And I tip my hat to Bing for that. Because here comes someone speaking to him, and he's not the father, he's not related, and that's the way you want to speak to the man's son. And I tip my hat to Bing. Don't let that happen at all. And there's a lot of people out there who are willing to listen to people, because people listen to your program to hear what people have to say and to try to be influenced from people. Like that young lady yesterday, she had a lot to say to young people, and I hope they listen. I hope they listen and paid attention to what she said, and she's been bold, and she said she is bold of speaking. I like the part when she said, I want the young lady not to open their legs. That's straight. No, that's being straight talk. That's straight talk and telling them, look, you don't have to do this in order to get what you want. And I hope that they pay attention. And your program is for educating people, and I like listening. I ain't really want to talk the politics thing yet, but Mr. Hamilton made me have to ask this question. When he was with Mr. Gonsalve, he wanted Mr. Gonsalve to go in power, get into office, because he thought better would have been there. I know he's regretting. I know he said it. And he was one who voted Mr. Hamilton. How could you be the judge of Mr. Friday and his team? Mr. Friday and his team is just opposition. If even they are weak, yes, they are weak in some way. Ralph Gonsalve is weak in a lot of ways. He has failed in a lot of ways. But are we going to chastise Mr. Friday and his team, who has not been in government, who has not been seen, people has not get a chance to judge or to say that they have failed? No, we can't. And I think Mr. Hamilton needs to stop the because when he goes on nice radio, he don't talk like that. He being very nice. He don't talk like that. And he's a razor blade that cuts on not just one side. He cut all between a half a razor blade. He cuts because he said things about Boom and you guys when he's not on the all station.
You teach people how to treat you. So I think at some point when people cross that line, it's your responsibility to pull them back and to keep them there.
Yeah, it's real hurting. And you see, I'm glad that I have to express, I'm not bashing him. I'm not bashing him at all. I'm just saying things that you will hope that you will realize and understand, because there are times when he wanted money. There are times he called out and said that he ain't get this and he ain't get that. He begging, he looking for help. He looking for help, just like other people.
It's been said before that if he was still with the party and he was doing well, his song would have been different. And I could understand. I could understand why people would say that. But I just expect when he calls that he just act accordingly. Follow my lead in terms of how the conversation is going. I let you speak, you let me speak. We keep it respectful, and I'm good. You can voice your opinion whether I differ or not.
You were trying to speak to him, and he was. I think I heard him say one time, Mr. Friday give him a ham. I heard him say that one time, Mr. Friday buy a ham for him and what. But the same Friday who buy the ham. You remember the ham, but you're bashing him. I mean.
All right, Charles, we gotta take a commercial.
Yeah,
we gotta
anyhow,
go to the
let
top.
me just say, just before I go, I heard you were sending out condolences to the guy who got shot and his family and so forth. Also, I want to send out condolences to my family, because I have lost two people in my family, my cousin and my uncle, his father and son. And I want to send out condolences to the Finley family, my father, my cousins and everybody, because my uncle Luther Finley, if other people doesn't know, Luther Finley has passed away, and Keith Finley, his correct title is Keith Lave, but everybody knew him as Keith Finley. He used to work at the beach at Villa. I used to be cleaning the beach and so forth. Very good, skillful football player. He used to be on Villa Beach cooking with the guys, and he used to call his stone in the corner, the stone kitchen. All the guys used to be down there. All these guys in Glen, Kevin, everybody knew him.
All right.
A lot of guys know him. He'll be missing,
Well, let me say
also
condolences
yesterday
to you as well. Yeah.
So yesterday, almost yesterday, my father got into a real bad accident yesterday. Almost a pickup overtaked and hit the car that he was driving. Failed with the guy, pulled away, and the back wheel catch the car, and when hitting the car, and the Jeep went in the air and flipped and turned over.
Okay.
And they had to pull the driver of that Jeep out of the window. So good God that he didn't lose his life or anything happened. Nothing happened to him. But my dad again was feeling some pain and so forth in the leg and the back and so forth. And my cousin, who was supposed to go back to St. Lucia, was in the hospital. So I know. I'm so glad that nothing serious didn't really happen to my father, because that would have been something real terrible again for us to face, But Keith will be burying on the 29th of this month, and my uncle will be burying sometime next month on the 16th, I think it is. So just want people to know that. So thanks for your time, and just taking things as time as it go about.
All right. You have a good day and enjoy the rest of it.
Take it easy. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, thanks.
All right, guys, we're gonna go to the top, and we'll be right back And I think we'll get straight into our carnival review. Yeah? All right then.
Let's go! Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no money back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit. And I am here.
Thank you.
My
man.
utmost best.
Yeah, man.
To shed some light. But you have to realize we just came out of several things that hit us. It was the last Sofre, it was the epidemic, it was the last hurricane we had.
Yes.
So this year it was like a relief of tension. You actually saw the masqueraders enjoying the streets. No matter what band they played with, they had fun. And that was the most important thing. This year was like a blooming of flowers. I don't know, like a breath of fresh air.
Okay.
But you can I actually saw some bands, which I've never seen in a long time in terms of me seeing bands pass. And I must say, persons did have a good time.
Yes.
I can't tell of anyone who could come off the street and said, no, they didn't have a good time with whichever mass band they played with.
Yes.
And that is good. That is something good for St. Vincent. You have a choice of bands.
Yes.
And it's up to you who you want to choose, to play with. So what I've noticed that persons who stand on the sidewalk, you hear them, next year ain't passing me.
Yeah.
But this year was good. So that is something real good.
There's a lot of that going around. Boy, I wish I had gone into town, or I wish I had played. I wish I'd gone to this show. There was a lot of that going around.
Yep, that's true.
So you didn't just say that no matter what band came out or what band you played in, the fact is people just needed a release. Are you saying that that's why it was epic, or you're just saying that's what we required this year?
I think that was why too, and that was what we required. It was like, as I said, we were hit with several things over the years. Yes, we bring mass, don't get me wrong, but it was not the same. It wasn't the same of freeing up yourself. It wasn't the same of enjoying the street. Yes, some people enjoy the street, don't get me wrong with that. But this year was just a boom of difference. I like to say boom, but it was a blast.
Right thing to say, right place.
It was a difference in Vincy Mass, seriously speaking.
Yes.
And I must say, person did enjoy themselves. There was just this energy and this relief of energy on the streets of Kingstown.
In terms of the mass itself, the creativity that was brought forward this year, right, compared to the few years ago. I mean, there's always mass bands are always creative, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you get to a point where you're not inspired to a level, and you tend to repeat, and mix in a little bit of this, but whatever. But what is the difference? How
we saw this year, I'm not gonna lie to you, every single mass band brought out the A game. It was like, and this we saw from the launch of Vincy Mass. Everybody come out to just beat one another.
Okay.
We all a family, don't get us wrong, but when it come to that particular day, it was like, yeah, we gotta beat this or gotta beat that. And they did bring out their game. It was a lot of struggles for mass bands. I will not tell you. It was hard at first because in one, we had problem in finding a space. And later, part in the game, bands got space to operate from. But still, they go through night and day to make sure that Vincy Mass is nothing to reckon with. It's something to come and see and come and partake in. And I must say, kudos to all mass bands, all, and I mean all 14 mass bands that grace the streets of Kingstown. They brought out their game. It was a tight competition, seriously speaking.
I'm telling you, and listen, in terms of participation, how would you rate it compared to last year, for instance?
For some bands, it was slow in terms of registration, real slow. But I think when the fever hit them, it was like a last minute. Persons come in last minute. You have a space, you have a thing, give me a space. And we saw that happening throughout the band. Like I was in a space with two other mass bands, and we saw people come in last minute to register, last minute to think, so why you wait so late? And I didn't get the spirit before, I didn't get the fever before, or something like that. But they were accommodated with either one or more bands, who actually had some space. But I must say the last minute rush was there.
All right. In terms of children participation, do you think you got more children this year than you did last year? Because from what I saw, it looked that way. It looked like you had an increase there as well.
There was definitely an increase in children playing mass. And they are our future. It's sad that we don't get enough time with them on the road because they love the streets. And I think that's the time that kids need to display themselves. So this is something we have to go back to the drawing board with in terms of having the kids play more than once. Put like this.
You know
like
what
for instance,
I noticed
we had
too?
the St. George Carnival.
Oh,
right?
okay. I didn't get a lot of footage of that.
We had one mass band that actually built costume for them. What I was telling the president there is that let us work with the mass bands and each mass band get an area. So they have a jump up in St. George, they have a jump up in Kingston. And likewise for the different areas that bring in, want to have carnival, because what we find happening is that although they are trying their best to have a full zoom of activities, besides just the jump up and the I don't know when they have this show, but the jump up on the street, they want to have a full package of carnival activities. It would be nice to see if they can start first with the children in the zone, the different zone, and then branch from there. And I'm positive that bands are willing to work, because what happened is that there are bands that went out and launched in Georgetown, and they can vouch that a lot of kids came from Georgetown to play with them. You know what I mean? But instead of bringing them all into Kingston, it would be nice if you have a Georgetown jump up with Georgetown with 3 or 4 bands playing out the mass bands, actually producing mass out there. Likewise St. George, likewise Leeward, or whatever the case may be. Start with the kids.
Yes.
And then build from there, go up.
Definitely. You know, what I wanted to say as well, right, in terms of performing, in terms of displaying the mass properly, giving the mass full time to be on display. I think the children do that better than the adults. You know, the adults could come through and they could pass off, but the children, they utilize the stage to the fullest. They're the ones who would stop and really give you a show and a performance.
Yeah, they really
I'm
did.
telling you.
I was pleased when I look back. Normally I don't look at the whole aspect of mass until long after, until I catch myself. But I actually went back and looked, and I can see the kids actually enjoy. They didn't gravitate to the front of the stage and whine.
Yeah.
They utilized the whole stage and spread out and enjoy themselves. And that is what we want. You know what I mean? As I said, they are our future, and we have to build within them. Yeah. Otherwise, we would lose the whole art form if we don't.
So what do you say to people who would say, well, you know, Carnival is vulgar and you shouldn't have children participating in it, and all you're doing is teaching the children how to wind down, and you know.
Let me tell you something, right? It's the Carnival Bands Incorporated started a program sponsored one time by Mustard Company, and it was a very nice program where we started the art form within the school. So we gave you a theme until you draw on that. And then we had it was a competition we picked, and the whole thing was a 3-year program, of which the bands that were selected, the school, that was selected, would work with a mass band and create a mass within the thing. Now we have, I forget how many schools within St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it was like pulling out a wisdom tooth.
Wow.
Because we have a problem with, and I'm going to say it here, with the principals of these schools, who sometimes, some of them, think that playing mass is devil worshipping. You can't instill that in a child's mind. No, it's not fair, it's not right. Because when a child come on the sidewalk now and they see the other children playing, decently attired on the street, in something that actually they can relate to, they feel bad. Because this child is not winding down, but actually displaying his or her costume.
Not only that, it creates unfair judgment.
Thank you very much. My thing about it is that if we can get into the schools, that is what we're working. You have pan in school, you have calypso in school, you have soca in school. Why is it mass can't be in the school? But the same school is coming to the mass bands to create hats off for children for reading, to create animation for some project in school. But they're seeing it as devil worshipping. Come on. We use cardboard. We use wires. We use local things. We
Glues,
use
all these
plastic, everything that we have in
all,
St. Vincent. You want a project done, you come to us. But why is it you will instill in the children's mind? I'm telling you to go play mass, but join a band. Learn to do something. And some of these children are very gifted. Seriously gifted. You will see a child come in the mass camp with a parent who's actually in the camp. And you'll be amazed to see what these children do. And you'll be like, wow.
Is that why you wanted to start within the schools, just to put the creativity of what mass is at the forefront?
At the forefront, yes. And we tried that project, and we got shoot down. We got shoot down from the present Minister of Education, who was at the time at grammar school, he gave us hell. Now he's telling us, oh, come into the schools after giving us hell in grammar school. You know what I mean? But my thing about it is that each one teach ones, and they have to come from there. Then we will see where our art form is going. But if we throw that to the side, what is people coming to St. Vincent to do? But if we don't have that craftsmanship, that creativity, that thing within what we have a uniqueness, you know, in St. Vincent with a mass, you know. It's not like come see one, see all, you know. No, we have a uniqueness within our mass, and if we don't preserve it, actually have the younger people actually enjoy it and find something to do, we're not going anywhere.
I think maybe because of how it's looked at, and because most people do not see the artistic aspect of it, because it is not simply just sticking feathers and glitter on cardboard. You know, to create some of these 3D images that you put on paper, you understand, some of the designs that are put forward, it takes a lot. I have 2 artists in my family. My son does animation, he is an artist, and the steps in which I see him go through, you know, the graphics in which he has to, and he's doing this with a pencil, not just on his iPad or tablet. He's doing it with a pencil, and when you look at it, you could swear, you know, so it's not just, I think once people see what it takes, the different steps before it literally gets pretty up with the glitter and all of that.
Yes, they will actually.
And putting something on paper and cardboard is not as easy as you think. And when you have to grapple with finding a space, lighting, all these different things, the timing, you know, the deadlines that you have to meet, you know, I think people look past all of that, you know, and maybe that's what we need to push out there. This is how it's done. This is how we utilize the creative aspect of our children. This is why we want to start here. Otherwise, if we don't use the future, you know, which are children, exactly.
We're going to lose it.
Carnival is going to be a thing of the past.
You old people don't give way to younger folks. But it's not true. We actually open all 14 mass bands open for any youth, anyone who wants to be a part of the organization. You don't have to be you don't have to be a member. You come in and let them teach you. That's only how you will learn, you know what I mean? And then you can use that and go forward and do things, do projects. You know, and I'll be amazed that I think this year there were some what do you call it? There's a project within the school that actually dealt with maths, and I was rather shocked, and I was like, whoa, we are getting there somewhere. You know what I mean? And I'd like to see it really materialized and go forward with it. Because bands are willing to teach children. They're willing to come into the school, given an hour to actually, you know, blow their mind and get them involved somewhere along the line. Mark you, there are, as I said, 14 mass bands and only 2 with homes.
All right, well, you know what we would like to put out there, their public service announcements most of the time are free, you know, so whether it's children going school vacation time, when you have the information to put out there, feel free to drop it off here, and we'll put the word out, because a lot of times it's the dissemination of information, you know, that really prevents the word from getting out there.
No, people are saying we're going into summer, right? And why don't we have a summer program? But where can we have a summer program? So because right now, every mass band is literally packing, cleaning, and throwing away. So persons who need costumes to decorate wherever, not this year, but next year or whatever, please visit a mass camp. Because as of from next week, all bands have to remove from wherever they're placed to construct costumes out. So that means no storage, we gotta get rid of them.
Okay, so we have to go to a commercial break, but before we do, let me just, we'll be right back, and Ms. Kodokan will still be here. Okay, Ali. I like to be respectful. Ali. That's how it's
Ali, thank you.
Before we go, guys, add a mobile plan to your Flow Home Wi-Fi and get a smartphone for free. Plus, if you party with them, you get tickets for carnival events, Uptown Party, Elevate, all those things that happen. I'm sure you guys would have benefited from those from Flow. If you're not partying this year, you can get free gas along with your free smartphone. And remember, that's how Flow keeps the rhythm flowing. Also, shout shout out to the management and staff at General Hardware. They're out at Annisville. If you're looking for steel, plywood, lumber, cement, whatever it is, General Hardware has got you. Remember, nobody beats the General. Nobody. All right, we're going to take a commercial break and we will be right back.
Let's go! Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no money back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
It all started with a penny.
For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, Channel 112. It's all about you.
almost forgot to say. Happy Carnival, come let we jump up, get on and play with mass. Everybody jumping up together as one. No animosity, strictly love inside the band. That's how we like it. Happy Carnival, come let we jump up, get on and play with mass. Everybody jumping up together as one. No animosity, strictly love inside the band. That's how we like it. Oh, everybody hook up somebody. We on the road, we gon' jump on it right now. We don't see no enemy, cause everybody is family. Everybody hook up somebody. We on the road, we gon' jump on it right now. We don't see no enemy, cause everybody is family. Happy Carnival to you and you and you and you. Lord, put something up in the air. Start to jump. If you really know me, the way how my mother grow me, she tell me don't judge people. Everybody is somebody, and that never leave me. I love to see people happy. That's why I never make music for money, no trophy. Love to see people jumping up, forgetting their worries. The smiles on the faces of the children just be so sweet. Lord, every time that you see me, you better say Happy Carnival, come let we jump up, get on and play with mass. Everybody jumping up together as one. No animosity, strictly love inside the band. That's how we like it. Happy Carnival, come let we jump up, get on and play with mass.
OMG in the morning.
We back at it, y'all. For those of you just coming through, of course, everybody knows OMG in the morning at this time. It is Boom Blast Friday, so we're going up until 9 o'clock. We were supposed to have Hunter Flo calling in, but me forgetting that today is Friday. We got the timings are all mixed up. But with us now, we have Ali from Nelson Black. That just sounded weird coming off of my tongue. Yes. We're talking about mass. We're doing our mass review, and we would have talked about the costumes earlier on, right? And you told us, we gave us a comparison in terms of last year to this year, how everybody brought out their A games. You know, the children being on the road. We spoke about that. You talk about what you would like to see implemented in terms of having the children start their mass first. You know, which I completely agree with as well. That therefore you give them their time from different, from leeward to windward. You know, doing it. Wait, before I do that, I was just trying to give a quick recap, but time is against me. What are your thoughts on Beckway doing their own carnival, and Beckway particularly, not the other Grenadine Islands, because we understand why they would need to do their own carnival, right? Because there's such a gap, there's so much difficulties in terms of having everything shipped down there and the commuting that you would have to do. So we understand like Union Island, we understand Myro, kind of one. Beckway being right there, right? Beckway is just like a little, you know, a puzzle piece that's separated a bit, right? So,
do the Beckway people want to play mass?
Okay, all right. But what do you think about them doing their own carnival versus like we just put everything into one?
I was made to understand from one of the rep that they have their own thing in Beckway, which is the Queen Show, I think a Calypso, and then a Jump Up. I didn't hear a mass, but my imagination is part St. Vincent and Beckway. And I think they came out from Beckway in a sense, but I don't know what transpired along that line.
Okay.
But I'm positive that mass bands or any mass band would actually join force with, you know what I mean, with them if they wish to do their own kiddies carnival or whatever. But why I say I wonder if Beckway wants, like for instance, Nelson Block has a program being running now. This I think is our 5th year with the School for Children with Special Needs.
Okay.
And we feel that they are a part of us in more ways than one. They need to also enjoy themselves. So we reach out to the School for Children with Special Needs office in Kingstown. And they normally get children from Georgetown and Beckway. This year, Beckway didn't send none of the children out. And we cater for them. When I say cater, I mean cater for them. They have their own costume. They have their own sections. They on stage. As a matter of fact, I think 2 of the kids came this year back on Tuesday, but we don't bring them back on Tuesday.
Okay.
But on Saturday, that's their day. So my question is, does Beckwith want to have children play in Carnival? It's not like we are not reaching out. We are reaching out. It's just for them to gravitate to it.
Okay.
If that is the case, I am positive that bands will work on with that because there is a jump up in Cano, I think.
Yeah.
After, and they get costume from St. Vincent. So it's not like we isolating, but it's just a matter of working with them.
Okay. So you do. I always thought this, and it could be due to a bit of ignorance, I have to say, that we shouldn't have separate carnival. Everybody should just come up here, come to mainland, and participate and make it one big,
But that's a national festival. But my thing about it, as I said, if you zone in, each area has their own festival. They just need to pick a date and a time and work within an organization. That's why I said Georgetown. I said St. George. I can't remember how they zone the rural carnival. They have the different areas. What they have to do if I'm going to do this, yes, it's a cost. It's a cost to band to do things. It do cost bands. And this year, I must say, sponsorship was difficult for some mass bands. Very difficult.
Why do you think that is, though?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really can't say. I would love to say, but I really can't say. But something I saw in Trinidad. I went to Trinidad on a different occasion, but it so happened it was in the middle of Carnival. And speaking to some of the mass bands, government gave back to the business sector so that they could inject funds into their festival. And I was like, wow. Now, I'm not too sure how they did it in Trinidad, but I came back to St. Vincent advocating
for that
in one way or the other. Give back to the business sector so they can give to us. There's one particular supermarket who really don't like to be mentioned, and there are 14 mass bands, and they give to all the mass bands. Because when you look at it, as the minister clearly states, everybody eat a piece of pie for the season.
That is true.
From the time a plane take off, touchdown, the taxi, the hotels, the supermarket, the store, the man on the street, the shop vendors, you name it. So what's so hard in giving back to the person who would like to see things happen, who would like to actually put something for you to enjoy in the streets that you can't give? Guys, look, I can't give me such a money maker, give you $500. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
A contact cement is $200 and something. One tin of contact cement.
The big one or the small one?
The big one, please. $200 and something. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Unless you hunt through St. Vincent and the Grenadines and you find it somewhere else a little cheaper. Yeah. But my thing about it, it's a cost.
Yeah.
So we go back now to Beckwith. You want to do a mass in Beckwith. You want to do something in Beckwith. Reach the band. Look, guys, my carnival will be after the mainland carnival. Let's say so. I need some costumes. I have like 10 or 20 children. They will either bill extra or save extra, but it will be a cost. It may not be a cost of the cost that it costs on the streets of Kingston, but something to offset. There are bands who have been given back out of pocket. It has not been easy. It's been real hard.
So that's like a major struggle that most bands have to deal with, along with finding space as well.
Space. And we are hoping, I hope the Prime Minister, whoever listening, will hear us, that we need a piece of land that was promised to us, sir, so that we can put down something this year so that we can have something for next year. Yeah. It's an election year, and I'm hoping that he will be on board because we've been promised this nice piece of land that we have already drawn a plan for. We have already put things in place. We already have an engineer look at it. You name it. They asked, we provided. And still we haven't gotten a meeting with Mr. Prime Minister, and I'm going to stress that, and I would not stress it with all due respect to him, to have this thing sign off on for the mass bands. We need a space, we need a home. We seriously need a home.
And you're not the only representative that has voiced that opinion in terms of, because it's a real struggle.
I have started putting Plan B in place. I'm sorry. I can't wait anymore. by asking and asking. So right now I'm actually looking at 2 pieces of land in question, and I'm hoping that before this week done, next week I can actually put something in place, because we need a home. I can't go into next year fighting and butting my head as to where we're going.
Not knowing where you're going.
Not knowing where you're going. People say, oh, always wait too late to start mass. But that's not the point. There are persons who take their house and start. But then the husband or wife make nice and say, gay, you need to get out. My house is like a carnival house. I'm walking over boxes. It's ridiculous.
My hat's off to you.
But I like my house back, you know. But my thing is that for the love of it, we do things. You know, people are asking, where am I going to store all these stuff now? What am I going to do? Where am I going? You know what I mean? Because of the deadline they have in which to clear out of the building that they're using.
And for clarity's sake, you're not just representing one of the mass bands, you're representing all of them. So if your committee maybe say, if everybody comes together and say, all right, this is what we want to do in terms of, this is what we need, in terms of sponsorship, right? Is there, and I don't want to say this, but is there a way to eliminate having to get, should I say CDC financial support?
CDC supports the mass band. Not in a big way, but you know, we get what is called a startup money. Which is like, what, $3,000? Little penny hit me to starters, but it goes a long way. You know, and they have been advocating for us in terms of space. They have been trying. I ain't lying to you. Kudos to Rodney, who just come on board, who I think was dropping a hot sauce, but he tried his best to come out of that hot sauce. And I must say, he did try, along with the other members of board. You know, we cried to them. We have been crying to them. They have been trying. It's not that they're not trying. And people say, oh, you mass band are lazy and you just sit back. But that's not true. That's so unfair to us. Because then we have been trying. We have been struggling. And I know bands besides myself have been looking for vacant piece of land to see how best they can actually get a home for themselves. The government was stating, I think at one time in a meeting, if you find a piece of land, we can actually waive the government 5% stamp duty in terms of having registration. Kudos, we love that, you know what I mean? But as I say, it is hard for mass bands.
Someone is actually saying too many things need to go through the Prime Minister. Isn't there anyone else who can make some of the decisions? You know, delegation is always an issue. When you have to delegate, right, you know, you have the head, and the head would delegate, you know, and at the end of the day, the head expects them, who you delegate, right, to play their role. And sometimes that's where the ball starts falling, you know, and that's where your reputation really get messed up, you know, when the people start dropping the ball because due to who. But then again, the responsibility is on the person who would have delegated. We were told by the
Minister of Culture, right, Mr. Carlos Streams, Honorable, and my friend Carlos Streams. Anyway, we were told by him that find a piece of land and we will assist you as the case may be, etc. Okay? We went ahead, we looked for a piece of land. Then we had a meeting with the Prime Minister, and he earmarked a couple of places of which we met with the minister, not the minister, we met with the Land and Surveys Department to pinpoint, you know, 2 pieces of land. We went on site, we saw it, we said, okay, fine, yes, it's a swampland, but we ain't rejecting no swampland because it could fill in and it could do certain things because in Victoria Park it's a swamp, but they fix it, right? Now drainage. So we could put all those drainage in place. We were told we have to sit down with an engineer, we have to sit down with somebody to draw a plan, we got all these people. This is outside of the minister, and then presented the minister with this, of which then it has to be presented to cabinet. I don't know where it reached. We gave the minister, we gave the Prime Minister. So it went all the channels, and we are still out here waiting. Mark you, we had to then pull teeth again to get a space for bands to operate on for this year. Now Carnival is finished, and we have to hit the ground running for next year, because in Juicy Building will not be available because they're going to be torn down, right? The places on Bay Street down, they will not be available. They're going to be torn down. Eustace Building has to go back to National Properties because that's theirs. So everybody has to move somewhere along the line. We can't wait again
Yeah.
for next year.
Yeah.
Give us something to work with. Give us something to do.
Something permanent, so you guys
want
don't
a
have to move
home,
again. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are making this festival big for all Tom, Dick, Harry, Mary, Jane, Joe, come St. Vincent. And in the end of it all, we are suffering. We are the one have to look. We come out to the oldest of the oldest of the oldest building, and we actually give you something good for the streets of Kingston. Give us something to call a home. Please, that's all we're asking for. And not are we in looking. People say, no, they're not getting up. Government don't have to. Let me say what people say. Government don't have to give you anything. No, they don't. But we need somewhere. We have been looking. Every piece of land that we come up with, there's some reason why we can't have it. They say no, if no buts, no babies. There's some reason why we can't.
Let's just try and take a call real quick. Okay. Somebody was trying to get in on the conversation. All right. You're live on OMG. Good morning to you. Okay. Yeah, I think someone was trying to get in on the conversation there. I definitely hope the struggle is real, and I've heard another of your. I'm not sure if it's not Nelson Block, but another individual strongly advocates for a home for mass builders as well. Osborne, I'm sure you know Osborne.
Yeah,
right.
I know Osborne.
He's a strong advocate, and he's always out there pushing and saying we need a place. These are the struggles that we have to endure throughout the carnival season. I think he would have put out a plight to whoever was listening, government official, whoever is listening, the whole community, because like you said, at the end of the day, everybody benefits. And he was saying that he was showing us where he had to work in the rain. We have a call. Let me just take this real quick. Good morning, you're live on OMG. Okay. Yes. He was basically showing that he had to work in the rain, and so we would have seen, we would have seen some of the struggles. Good morning, you're live on OMG.
Good morning, dear my sister. Just to explain what to the lady there. Miss, I think you mean well, but you have to understand. Me talking politics, I talking reality. Think about the overdraft situation.
Okay, Mister, just 1 minute.
No, I just want.
No. She needs to put on a headphone so she can hear you. Mr. Hamilton, I am saying the person who you're speaking to needs to put on her headphones so she can hear you. That's why I'm asking you to wait.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. You can go ahead now. She has it on.
Miss, you mean well, and I know what happens in Trinidad, what happened in Antigua. Just listen to the Antigua government speaking about carnival. They're having carnival. Try to understand that you have to sit down with people who are there to serve you to say what is really the status of our economy. Because you can't expect that Mr. Gonzalez or any administration would give monies when the very basic things, medicines at the hospital are missing. You can't pay the debt. You can't pay a bond payment, and so you have to sit down and know the reality. What is the reality with our economy? Do we have monies to be able to help the carnival people? No. And look at the private sector. The private sector, they're up in their necks. Most of them are 97% of them. And so you have to say to your leaders, you have that, not partisan, that you have got to build back our economy so that we can help our carnival. The purpose of carnival is not just to walk up, as I said this morning, but the main purpose of carnival is to bring these tourists here. When you bring the tourist dollar here, that the country can benefit. But you all are literally not understanding. Ask Mr. Gonzalez, who is supposed to be the leader, what is really the financial status? Can you afford it? No. What is the situation with the statutory bodies? What is the situation with the overdraft? What is the situation with the economy? Why is it that we don't have monies to be able to put even very toilet paper in schools?
All right, Mr. Hamilton, how about we give Ms. Cadogan some time to reply, all right?
Please.
And you can listen off air.
Yes,
we
please.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If you want to take another call real quick? All right. You're live on OMG? Okay.
I know Mr. Hamilton very well.
Okay, let's take this. Good morning, you're live on OMG.
Good morning again.
Good morning to you, Charles.
Yes. Good morning. No, that's not
sorry. All right. I thought it was him. Sorry.
No. My horse tied out in the field. Good morning to you, Jill. Morning, Ali. How are you doing?
Morning. Fine, thank you.
Must give kudos to you and the other massmen for the splendid performance you all put out on the road and for Carnival 2025. Sometimes when I look at the costumes that you all create, I say, boy, you all really have a special skill and a special art. And I really want to give you all kudos because sometimes we take these things for granted. You know, the use of colors, the way you blend your colors. I was really impressed with what I saw, you know, in terms of the mask. But it just goes to show that sometimes we don't really place any value on these things in terms of the higher ups, because we need to understand that every year this is our major festival, and mass is a major component of this festival, and we need to make some effort in whatever way possible to ensure that you have a home, because when it comes to having a home, it gives you so much security, so much security. When you have to be battering from pillar to post, you know, you lose things. You have to be moving from next building. You lose a lot of your stuff. Yeah, you have to go and spend money again to buy the next year, because sometimes some of these things that you use this year, you recycle them and reuse them next year in different aspects. You have space for storage. If you have your own home, you could store certain things. You know, it could give you an opportunity now to look at possibly in the year when the before the carnival or June, when you have a little lull, to probably even look at producing like miniature costumes and things for sale. True. But you can't do that if you have your own home. True. You know, you can't do that. And I appreciate the work that you all are doing. I know it's a lot, and I really would hope that, I mean, we spend some money, say we building thing down by the quarry down there, and then we decide that ain't good enough for some reason or other. I mean, I would really like to see them make an effort to ensure that they help you all in some way possible to get a home for not just for Nelson Block, but for all the other mass bands. Yes, so that all the other mass bands can, you know, be, and mass men help one another. They help one another in spite of the competition. They do help one another. So if you have a home where persons, the tents can, you know, we see a lot of youngsters coming up. We really want to encourage them and to help them to grow. Right? Thank you. I would really like to see also, Ali, that probably the mass tents, the mass builders probably go into the schools and, you know, have little workshops in the schools, you know. I remember years ago, some schools used to have their own carnival in a jail.
Yes. Okay.
Some schools have their own carnival.
Kids Carnival actually stem from the Groma Catholic School.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
yes.
JC's used to sponsor JC's Carnival for kids.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So you could use that as an avenue now to teach them that skill, because you never know you never know who would turn out to be the next Roy Ralph or the next, you know, as the Constance, or the, you know. Yes. Yeah. So you want to instill in them, let them use the artistic ability. Let them use that artistic ability also. You go to Trinidad and you see some of the people who are band leaders and who are the mass benders, you know, they make a living from it. Yeah. You know? So we can do that also. And I really want to say kudos here again, Ali, and to all the other mass bands for the effort that they would have made. And it was really a pleasure seeing the mass on the road. Really a pleasure. Blessings and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much.
Let me just hit the first caller, right? He was stating that we need to do this and we need to find out about that where the government is concerned. What we are asking for is a piece of land that is owned by the government to be transferred to the Carnival Bands Incorporated, which is a registered entity, you know what I mean? So that we can try our best to get somewhere. Once we get a home, I'm positive there are grants out there that would actually help us to build something. And we have tradesmen within the organization, within all the mass band. Each one teach one, each one work with one another to make sure we have a home. So yes, we can get it. So Hamilton, thank you very much for your feedback. Information and your feedback, etc. But that's all we concern. Secondly, the second caller, I thank you. You see exactly what we are faced with. Now, the home that was given to us in Annisville was not first constructed the way the plans were in terms of how we had first see the plan we look at it, we state how we wanted it, but then they put down this home. I remember we were in a meeting as to where we were going with it when we had a massive earthquake. Can't remember what year we had to run out of Braxton office, ran out into the streets, right? And then they had rock falling, and we were looking at how best we can actually barricade those rocks, so when they come down, they won't come onto the building. And for whatever reason, it was just left there. We only know about the building going back to Braxton during a conversation. And when it was brought up in front of the Prime Minister, he was rather shocked. But yeah, that's where we are. So it's not like we are expecting government to build. We would like them, yes, because the Prime Minister said it's like about $3 million to build a home. But I am positive if given the land, we will find some means of building a home on this piece of land if given to us.
I don't think we need to even add any more to that, because you were quite straightforward, and I think what Mr. Hamilton fails to realize as well is that, all the Caribbean countries who do carnival, they face the same set of struggles. Yeah. No Caribbean country who does carnival is perfect in their economy. They have the same set of struggle, but because carnival is so heavily incorporated within the culture, they make the sacrifices and the cuts where necessary to make sure that this, as he says rightfully, is such an integral part of our tourism sector. They make sure that they do whatever cuts that they have to do, so there's a budget for carnival so we can bring this out. It's an integral part of the whole body of our economy. I think we know that, so you can't say, well, we shouldn't be having carnival because our country is facing this. All the Caribbean countries have their own struggles.
But we actually make something with it. What's sad is that you work 4, 5, 6 months in building something so beautiful, and then because we have to move, we have to dismantle. We can't put up, like for instance, it's sad when next year people will come to us. So, do you have costumes so we can decorate? Wow, we don't have a space, so we can't hold anything. That's why I'm asking the business sectors, you want pieces of costumes? No. You have storage capacity, we don't. You take them, you put them in plastic bags or cardboard boxes, and you store them. They will stay like that, and then you can use to decorate. But if you're asking us to store, we don't have storage capacity. Look, we had a team who was going to Japan, and they wanted costumes, but we didn't have anything to give them. Because we have to dismantle whatever we have. We have to throw them away. We don't have the space to store anything. We don't have anywhere to store anything. Our big queen costume should be in the airport for next year carnival. But can it go there? There is no way to store it. So when people come and say, oh, you guys ain't self-decorating the airport, oh, you guys ain't doing that. But what they fail to realize, we don't have storage capacity for these things. CDC mean well. They would like to have pieces, but they themselves don't have storage either. So where are we going? In going forward, we need a home. We need somewhere or the other that they can come, that you can bring tourists and say, this is how you make this. There are guys who are not working and they're willing to be in the camp doing things to actually, sell a miniature here, sell a hat here. Amazing, people were coming down the street and there were people who were asking for the headpiece and begging for the neck piece and that sort of thing. And I'm positive these are things that they're going to take back. Well, where do we go? What do we do? And we come again next year in whatever space we have.
If you get the same space.
If we get the same space.
So
I know it's a mouthful, and I believe you have more questions to me, but you're choosing your words wisely.
Not only that, right? In terms of what you just said, a quick question. Okay, here it is. There is no way the Victoria Park Carnival, what used to be Carnival City, I'm not sure if it's still Carnival City.
It is Carnival City.
Okay, so the Victoria Park, there is no space there that you can use for storage? No.
Not the way it was constructed. And remember, Victoria Park is also, yes, Carnival City, but it's also owned by the National Lottery. And you have football, and you have different activities taking part there. And then you have, it tends to be in store there for tents that we use, but actually belong to the National Lottery, etc. So there's no space. You say that we can actually, Mr. Rodney Small can come along and say, I want to hold this queen costume for next year. Can I store it here? No, that's the thing about it. Storage is our biggest problem.
All right, so we've put it out there.
Yes, we have.
We've put it out there.
And I will always, as I stand and God give me health and strength until we get a home to call our home, I will be advocating for a home, not just for Nelson Blanc, but for all mass bands.
Okay. All right, so guys, we have to wrap up. And you've heard it all here. This is our Carnival review. We would have loved to give you so much more, but unfortunate time does not allow. But I want to thank you so much, Ms. Cadogan, for coming, Ali, for coming through. Thank you so much, and you've definitely represented your hats very well, and I hope people are listening and know the plight, because sometimes people make their judgments off of pure ignorance, for the lack of word. I've been guilty of it as well. Now we know. We want to thank you, because a lot of the times we figure, the government says this, so it's on your end, the hold up is on your end, you're not doing your part either, but thank you for the clarification. And we do hope people realize the integral part. Every aspect of Carnival is integral to the whole thing. It's a whole body, whether it's steel pan, whether it's mass, whether it's the Calypso tent. Everybody plays a role in it, and everybody is affected by these small decisions that are made. So we want to thank you, and we want to thank all of our viewers for coming through. Thank everybody for participating. Those of you who came on the live, those of you who would have made your calls, we want to thank you so much. Do enjoy what is left of your weekend. And all of our sponsors, all of our advertisers, thank you. We appreciate you. Until you hear from us next time. We are out for today. Coming up, we have Kid.
Doman Swagger.
Okay, they'll be here. Thank you so much, guys. Y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend.
All right.
Putting the airwaves on Red Alert. Boom Blast Friday on 106.9.
Party time, get up, get up.
No sleep.